My name is Saloni, and this is the story of the night my life changed forever. It was my mother-in-law, Kamini's 60th
Welcome.
birthday.
Please come in. Ammaji's
The
turning
house
60
was
today.
decorated.
She'd love to
Guests
see you.
had come
So
from
happy
everywhere.
Please come in. I was waiting. Say hello, beta. So happy you could make it for Amma's special day. She said Amma's arriving any minute. Everyone, please welcome to her.
I thought it was a night of celebration. I had no idea. It was a trap. Suddenly, my sister-in-law Priya stood up. She was holding something in her hand, a piece of paper, and the way she looked at me, I knew something terrible was coming. But I never imagined, not in my wildest dreams, what she was about to say. I was standing near the kitchen, just watching everything. I was still so naive back then. I actually smiled, thinking maybe they were planning a surprise for Kamini Ma. I had no idea. The surprise was for me. Priya walked to the center of the room. Everyone went silent. Even the servants stopped moving. And then
Everyone listen. This girl has been cheating on my brother.
she announced to the whole world that I was a cheater, that I had been sending messages to another man. When I heard those words, the world stopped. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. I just stood there, frozen, thinking, this must be a dream. This cannot be happening to me. Not me, not Saloni. The guests, they didn't wait for proof. They didn't ask questions. They just believed her. Instantly. Because that's what people do, isn't it? They love to believe the worst about someone. Especially someone like me, an outsider in that house. Priya walked right up to me. She shoved that paper in my face like it was proof of my crime. But I knew. I knew. I had never sent any messages. I had never cheated. I had been a good wife, a loyal wife. And still they wanted to destroy me. I tried to speak, I tried to explain, but the words wouldn't come out properly. I just kept saying no over and over, like a broken record, like a child. Because inside I was still that little girl who believed that if you're innocent, the truth will protect you. And then Neha, my younger sister-in-law, the one who always smiled at me, she laughed. She actually laughed and said, "Bobby, you're so smart, nah? But we're smarter." That's when I realized they had planned this. This wasn't a mistake. This was an attack. Suddenly, I was surrounded. 20, 30 people, all pointing at me, all whispering, all judging. I heard words like shameless and characterless and throw her out. And not one person, not one, asked me for my side of the story. Through all of this, Kamini Ma just sat there, silent, watching. She didn't stop them. She didn't ask for proof. She just let it happen. Then she called Rohan, my husband, the man who had promised at the wedding, Saloni, my love. "I will always be with you." She called him like a dog, and he went like a dog. He walked forward, but he wouldn't look
I'm
at me.
innocent. You
Not
have to
once.
believe me.
I kept thinking, please, Rohan, please look at me. Please defend me. Please remember your promise. But he just stared at the floor like a coward. I touched his arm. I begged him. "Rohan, please tell them you know me." And you know what he did? He pulled his arm away. He pulled away from me, like I was dirty, like I was the one who had done something wrong. In that moment, something inside me died. The part of me that believed in love, in promises, in marriage, it just stopped. I looked at this man I had given my life to, and I saw nothing. No love, no courage, no husband, just empty. And then Kamini Ma stood up. The room went completely silent. You could hear the candles flickering. She looked at me, and the hatred in her eyes, I still see it in my nightmares. She walked toward me, slowly, deliberately. Every step felt like an hour. The guests parted for her like she was royalty. And I just stood there, trembling, waiting, knowing something terrible was coming. She stopped right in front of me, so close I could smell her perfume, so close I could see every line on her face. Her eyes, they had no mercy, no warmth, just ice. She raised her hand. I saw it coming, but my body wouldn't move. I couldn't step back. I couldn't run. I just stood there, waiting, like a deer in headlights. And then, slap. Her hand met my cheek in front of everyone, at her birthday party, with the cake still burning. She slapped me, and the sound, that sound echoed through the whole house, through my whole soul. I touched my cheek. It was burning, on fire. But the pain on the outside, it was nothing compared to the pain inside. Because in that moment, I knew I was completely alone in that house. And Kamini Ma. She just turned around, walked back to her chair, sat down, adjusted her sari like she had done nothing wrong, like slapping your daughter-in-law in front of 50 people was completely normal. I stood there, hand on my cheek, tears falling, and I looked around at all those faces. Not one person came to me. Not one person said, "This is wrong." They just watched. Like it was entertainment. So I ran. I pushed through all those people, and they moved aside like I was dirty, like touching me would stain them. I ran to the only place I could go, my room, our room, the room where I had dreamed of building a life. I slammed the door, I leaned against it, and then I slid down, until I was sitting on the cold floor. Alone, in the dark, with only my tears for company. I closed my eyes. I couldn't bear to be in that room, in that house, in that life. So my father's house, everything was bright. Everything was golden. My wedding preparations had just begun, and I was so happy, so full of dreams. I didn't know what was waiting for me. My mother, Gita, she was calling me. Her voice was so warm, so loving. She never raised her hand to me, never raised her voice. She only ever gave love, real love. Not like the fake love I found later. I came running. I was 23, so young, so naive. Look at my face. Full of excitement, full of hope. I thought marriage was the beginning of happily ever after. I didn't know. It was the beginning of a war. My mother was holding my bridal lehenga, that beautiful red, the color of wedding, the color of love. I touched it and dreamed of my husband. I dreamed of Rohan. I dreamed of a life full of laughter. And then my sister Kavya came, always teasing me, always making me laugh. "Look at her," she said, so excited she forgot to eat. I hugged her. I hugged my sister, and my mother watched us with tears in her eyes, happy tears. She was so proud. Her daughters, her family, all together. She didn't know. Soon her daughter would be crying alone in a dark room. Then my brother Arjun came, my protector, my shield. He brought me food because he knew I forgot to eat. "Eat," he said. "If you faint at the wedding, I'm not carrying you." He was joking, but I know he would have carried me anywhere. I took the plate and pretended to be angry. But inside I was so grateful. This was my family, real family, the kind that feeds you when you're hungry, the kind that protects you when you're scared, the kind I thought Rohan's family would be. And then my father, my papa, he stood in the doorway watching us. His eyes were wet. He didn't want me to see him cry. But I always saw, he was losing his daughter and it was breaking his heart. I went to him. I took his hands. "Papa," I said, "don't be sad. I'm marrying a good man. Rohan is kind. His family will love me." I believed that. With all my heart, I believed that everyone was as good as my family. He squeezed my hands and he said, "Beta, remember one thing. If anyone ever hurts you, if anyone ever makes you cry, you come home. This is always your home." I nodded. But I didn't understand. I didn't think I would ever need to come home. And Arjun, my brother, he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Saloni, my beloved sister, my best friend and sister, if anyone troubles you, tell me. I'll handle it." He meant it. He would have do anything for me. And look what happened instead. My family, my whole family, together. Look at us. Look at that happiness, that the world is not as kind as my family taught me. And look at me. Look at my eyes, so full of hope, so full of trust. I truly believed that I was going to have the best life, that Rohan would love me forever, that his family would become my family. I was so wrong. And then I opened my eyes. The memory shattered. I was back in that dark room, back on that cold floor, back in that nightmare. The slap still burning on my cheek, the tears still wet on my face. For a moment, I didn't know where I was. I looked around, searching for my mother, for my father, for my home. But there was only darkness, only silence, only the four walls of the room. I looked at my hand, the hand that had held Rohan's at the wedding, the hand that had received blessings from everyone. Now it was empty. No bangles, no mendi, no wedding ring, just empty. Like my heart, I whispered to myself, that girl, that happy girl in the memory, is she still me? Or did she die when that hand hit my face? I didn't have an answer. I still don't. And then I laughed, a bitter laugh, because I remembered Rohan's promise at the wedding. Saloni, my love, I will always be with you. And tonight, when I needed him most, he couldn't even look at me. What a joke. What a cruel, cruel joke. Suddenly, the door handle moved. Someone was trying to come. I froze. I stopped breathing. Who was it? What did they want? Hadn't they hurt me enough? I pressed myself against the door silently, praying they would go away. And then I heard voices, whispering, planning, and what I heard made my blood run cold. It was Priya and Neha. They were standing right outside my door, and they were laughing. Laughing about what they had done to me. Laughing about what they were going to do next. I heard Priya say, "Let her cry tonight. Tomorrow we destroy her completely." Destroy me? Completely? What did that mean? What more was left? Their footsteps faded, they left, and I sat there, alone again. But something was different now, something in my chest. Something was changing. The fear was still there, but underneath it, something else was waking up. Slowly, painfully, I stood up. My body ached, my face burned, my heart was broken. But I stood up, on my own, without anyone's help. And in that moment, I realized something. I was still alive. I walked to the mirror. I wanted to see myself. I wanted to see who was left after everything they had done. The face looking back at me. Was it still Saloni, or was it someone new? I saw a girl with red eyes, a swollen cheek, a handprint still visible. Makeup ruined, Surrey wrinkled. She looked broken, defeated, destroyed. But then I looked closer. I looked into her eyes, and I saw something that surprised me. There was fire there. Small, flickering, but real. Under all that pain, under all those tears, something was burning, something that refused to die. And I realized, maybe they hadn't killed me after all. And then I heard my mother's voice. From that memory, promise me, no matter what happens, you will never forget who you are. I had forgotten, Ma. Tonight, I forgot. But now I remember. That night, I didn't know it yet, but something was changing inside me. Something they awakened. The girl who walked into that house 6 months ago, she died tonight, but from her ashes, someone new was rising. They thought breaking me would be easy. They thought I would just disappear. Cry myself to sleep every night. Eventually jump from a balcony. That's what daughters-in-law do in this country, nah? When the pain becomes too much. But they forgot one thing. They forgot that I am my father's daughter. They forgot that I have my mother's blood. They forgot that Saloni, this Saloni, was not born to break. I was born to survive tomorrow morning. They're going to accuse me of something worse. Stealing, they'll say. From my own mother-in-law. They think this will finish me. They think I'll beg. They think I'll cry. They have no idea what's coming. My name is Saloni, remember that name. Because this story is just getting started. And the revenge hasn't even begun. Subscribe for part 2. You don't want to miss what happens next.